Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dear students, in this lecture, inshallah, we'll study anatomy of kidney, suprarenal gland, and ureter. Anatomy of the suprarenal gland. What is the suprarenal gland? Above each kidney, there are glands present here called suprarenal gland. Right and left suprarenal gland. The suprarenal gland is an endocrine gland related to the upper pool of the kidney. This is the right suprarenal gland, and this is the left suprarenal gland. Right and left suprarenal gland. The suprarenal gland surrounded by fat called prenephric fat, but enclosed inside what is called the renal fascia, discussed now in the kidney. The right suprarenal gland anteriorly in the right side related to the liver and inferior vena cava. The left suprarenal gland anteriorly related to the stomach, pancreas, and maybe also related to the spleen. To simplify the suprarenal gland for medical student, we can compare right and left suprarenal gland in a table. This table is very important. It is an endocrine gland closely related to the upper pool of the right and left kidney. The suprarenal gland are associated with the superior pool of each kidney, right kidney and left kidney. The suprarenal gland consists of outer cortex and inner medulla. The gland is shaped like pyramidal in shape. It is pyramidal in shape. But the left one is semilunar. Left gland is semilunar in its shape. The suprarenal gland are surrounded by prenephric fat and enclosed or surrounded by renal fascia. Anterior to the right suprarenal gland, liver and inferior vena cava. Anterior to the left suprarenal gland, part of the stomach, pancreas, and maybe also the spleen. Table to differentiate between right suprarenal gland and left suprarenal gland. Shape. The right suprarenal gland is triangular in shape. The left one is semilunar in shape. Side. The right one in the upper pool of the right kidney, the left one the upper pool, but also tilting on the medial border to reach the highlight of the kidney. Not left one not present in the upper pool direct, but tilting to the medial border of the kidney. Venous drainage, suprarenal vein. The right suprarenal vein drain into inferior vena cava, but left suprarenal vein drain into left renal. Arterial supplies three arteries, the same right and left, superior, middle, and inferior suprarenal artery. The superior suprarenal artery from phrenic artery, in middle suprarenal artery from abdominal aorta, inferior suprarenal from renal artery. Relations, or most important relations, anterior to the right liver and inferior vena cava, but in the left lesser sac and stomach, also medial to the pancreas and the spleen. Posterior to the right one, right kidney, and posterior to the left one, left kidney. Medially, right celiac ganglion, with left celiac ganglion to the left suprarenal gland. Again, this is the kidney, right kidney, and this is the left kidney. The right suprarenal gland related to the upper bowl of the right kidney and pyramidal in shape, like this. The left suprarenal gland related to the upper bowl, but also descend to the medial border and reach the hilum of the kidney. This is semilunar in shape. This is pyramidal in shape. Arterial supply again of the suprarenal gland. Suppose this is the abdominal aorta. This is the renal artery supplying the kidney. This artery supplying the diaphragm called phrenic or inferior phrenic artery to supply the diaphragm. The suprarenal gland, right and left, takes three blood supply. Artery from phrenic called superior suprarenal, artery from renal called inferior suprarenal, and the artery direct from abdominal aorta called the middle suprarenal. Well, arterial supply 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Superior suprarenal from the inferior phrenic artery, which supplies the diaphragm. Middle suprarenal direct from abdominal aorta. Inferior suprarenal from the renal artery. This is the arterial supply of the suprarenal gland. Venous drainage. Venous drainage of the suprarenal gland. Venous drainage of the suprarenal gland. This is the right and the left. This is the inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava. This is the renal vein, right renal vein and the left renal vein. One vein and one vein for suprarenal gland. The vein of the right suprarenal gland drain into direct to the inferior vena cava. But the vein from the left side drain into left renal. Drain into left renal vein. Venous drainage of the suprarenal gland in the right side to the inferior vena cava, in the left side to the left renal. Very important. Maybe asked common in MCQ and oral question for medical student. As gonadal veins, testicular or ovarian, also gonadal veins in the right side drain into inferior vena cava, in the left side drain into left renal. Anatomy of the kidney. We have right kidney and left kidney. The kidney present in the posterior abdominal wall, right kidney and left kidney related to the posterior abdominal wall and the retroperitoneal organs. At first, we discuss the capsule which surrounds the kidney. Capsule which surrounds the kidney. There are 4 capsules surround the kidney. Suppose this is the kidney. There are 4 capsules. First capsule, which surrounds the kidney through fibrous capsule. Any gland is surrounded by fibrous capsule. Number one, through fibrous capsule. Yes. Number two, fat. Fat surrounds the kidney. This fat surrounds the kidney. This fat called perinephric fat. Perinephric fat. Third capsule surrounds the kidney, called the renal fascia. Fourth capsule outside, fat again from outside. This fat from outside called pararenal fat. There are pre-renal and pararenal. Pararenal fat from outside. The pararenal fat is very important factor for support the kidney in its position. The most important factor for support the kidney in its position is the pararenal fat. This is called capsule of the kidney. We can summarize by 4F. Structure of the kidney. F. When making section in the kidney, fibrous section. F. To show the structure of the kidney. Like this diagram. F. Fascia. Renal fascia. F again. Pararenal fat. This is the capsule which surrounds the kidney. Renal fascia and the renal fat, which makes the capsule surround the kidney. Number one, through fibrous capsule. Number two, fat, perinephric fat or perirenal fat. Number three, renal fascia. This is the renal fascia, which is the fascia related to the posterior abdominal wall. Renal fascia splitting to surround the kidney. Number four, from outside, fat again. This fat from outside, no paranephric or pararenal fat. Kidney structure. From this diagram, showing the kidney structure. Coronal section in the kidney. This is the renal cortex, outside cortex, renal cortex. Renal medulla. Formed of pyramids, pyramidal in shape. The pyramids, the base outside and the apex inside. From the apex of pyramids, minor calyces surround the apex. Apex called renal papillae. Minor calyces surround this apex. Between minor calyces in this space, this area called renal sinus. Here. In between two pyramids, this area called renal column. renal column. Renal column related to the renal sinus. Renal column, renal sinus. Renal column, renal sinus. And minor calyces surround the apex of the pyramid. Apex is a renal papillae. Then major calyces. The major calyces form renal pelvis, which descend as ureter. This is the structure of a kidney. Surface anatomy of the kidney. Surface anatomy, we make anterior surface anatomy from the front or posterior surface anatomy. Anteriorly, we can draw line between 3 points. Point at the apex and the upper pool, point at the hilum, and the point at the lower pool. Line. This is the midline. We make line between 3 points. A, B, C. Also the left side. A, B, C. We begin by point B. Point B present at the hilum of the kidney in the transpyloric plane. Transpyloric plane. The transpyloric plane in the abdomen opposite the first lumbar vertebrae. Transpyloric plane. Point A. Point A. Above this point by about 5 centimeter, by 5 centimeter above, and from the midline about 2.5 centimeter. From the midline 2.5 centimeter and above this point by 5 centimeter. Point C. Also below the hilum or below the point B by 5 centimeter. Okay, 5 centimeter. 5 centimeter above, 5 centimeter below. Away from the midline about 7.5 centimeter. This away from the midline 2.5 centimeter. This away from the midline about 7.5 centimeter. This line related to the kidney from the front. Kidney by line. Point A, point B, point C. This is called the anterior surface anatomy of the kidney. Posterior surface anatomy of the kidney from the back. We make quadrangular in the back. Suppose this is the midline of the back. In the vertebral column, midline. We make quadrangular two vertical line and two horizontal line. The kidney present inside this quadrangular. Inside. Two vertical lines. Line A, line B. Line A, line B. And the two horizontal line, this line number 1 or line number 2. Line A, about the distance between the midline, which is the vertebral column, about 1 inch or maybe 1.5 inch. Line B, about 3.5 inch, about 1.5 inch and 3.5 inch. This is a vertical lines. the two horizontal line, first line line 1 at spine of T11, thoracic number 11. Line, second line at third lumbar L3, third lumbar vertebrae. Inside this quadrangular, it is called Morris quadrangular. Morris quadrangular. The kidney present inside this quadrangular. This is the posterior surface anatomy of the kidney. Surface anatomy of the kidney. This is the anterior surface anatomy of the kidney by this line, oblique line, between point A, B, and C. Point A at the upper bole, point B at the hilum, point C at the lower bole of the kidney. We begin by point B. Point B in the transpyloric plane, about 5 centimeters from a median blade. Point B. And point A in the upper bole, above the point B by 5 centimeters and 2.5 centimeters from the midline. Point C as the lower bole, 5 centimeters below the point B or the hilum, and about 7.5 centimeters from the median plane. This is line represents the anterior surface anatomy of the kidney. The transpyloric plane passes through the part of the hilum of the right kidney, but through the center of the left kidney. في left kidney transpyloric plane at the center, but below the hilum. Why? Because the right kidney is down than the left kidney due to the liver compress the kidney down, lower right kidney. Surface anatomy, posterior surface anatomy, by what is called the Morris parallelogram or quadrangular, by two line, a horizontal line at 11 thoracic vertebrae and the third lumbar vertebrae, to vertical line 1 inch and 3 inch from the medial plane, or maybe 1.5 and 3.5 inch. This is the surface anatomy of kidney, right from front and from the back. Relation of the kidney, relations in front of the kidney and relation on the back of the kidney. We start by posterior relations. This is from the back. So this diagram from the back. So this is the right kidney from the back, and this is the left kidney from the back. Right and left. The upper part of right and left kidney, about 1/3 of lower posterior, 1/3 related to the diaphragm. But this area related to the diaphragm, right and left. But in the right side, the diaphragm separates the kidney from rib number 12 and last intercostal space in the right side. But in the left side, two ribs. Rib number 11 and rib number 12. وهنا 1 rib, 12 rib, and هنا 2 ribs. Why? The liver compress the right kidney down. So the left kidney is the position of the left kidney is higher than the position of the right kidney. The posterior 2/3 right and left kidney, the same, related to, we can divide into 3 parts: A, B, C. A, B, C. Median, intermediate, and lateral. 3 muscles. This muscle called psoas major. Psoas major, right and left. In the intermediate, another muscle called quadratus lumborum muscle. Lateral one, transversus abdominis muscle. Muscles related to the lower part, psoas major, quadratus lumborum, and transversus abdominis. Also, nerves related to this area, subcostal nerve, iliohypogastric and ilioinguinal. On this muscle. This is the posterior relation of kidney, right kidney and left kidney. Sometimes in some textbook it is called renal bed. Renal bed or posterior relation of the kidney, like stomach bed, which is the posterior of the stomach. This is the posterior relation or relations of the kidney. Posterior relation of the kidney. This is the right kidney and this is the left kidney from the back. The upper area in green color related to the area related to the diaphragm, right and left diaphragm, also here diaphragm. And the lower two cell related to three muscles, medial, intermediate and lateral. The upper area in the right side related to the rib number 12 rib and diaphragm, but here rib number 11 and the last rib and the intercostal space in between. Three muscle, psoas major, quadratus lumborum, and transversus abdominis. This is the posterior relations of right and left kidney. Anterior relations of right and left kidney. This is the right kidney and this is the left kidney. Also, we can divide the kidney into right and left. Upper one third, middle one third, lower one third. The upper third of the right kidney related to the suprarenal gland. Suprarenal gland. The middle third related near the hilum, related to the second part of duodenum. Second part of duodenum. Second part of duodenum. And the lateral part of the middle area related to the liver. Right lobe of the liver, lower renal impression. The lower one third divided into medial and lateral. The medial part related to the lobes of jejunum. The lateral part related to the colic flexure. Right colic flexure. This is the anterior relation of right kidney. The upper part suprarenal gland, the middle part duodenum and liver, the lower part medially jejunum and the lateral right colic flexure. This is the right anterior relation of the right kidney. Right. Left one. Upper one third can be divided again into three parts. Medial, intermediate, and lateral. We can summarize or memorize this three structure by SSS. This is suprarenal. This is stomach. This is spleen. So SSS, suprarenal, stomach, and spleen. The middle part related to the body of pancreas. Body of pancreas. And on the upper border of the body of pancreas is splenic artery. Lower one third like this, medial and lateral. Medially also lobes of jejunum. But A lateral part related to descending colon. Here colic flexion. Here descending colon. Why? Because the colic flexion in the left side related to the spleen. Colic flexion on the left side related to the spleen. This is the anterior relations of right kidney and the anterior relation of the left kidney. Also we can summarize هنا S, also 3S here. S, but vertical. S, suprarenal, medial part, second part of duodenum. S, small intestine, or jejunum. Again, anterior relations of right kidney, suprarenal gland, second part of duodenum, liver, lower part, small intestine with the ascending branch of right colic artery and colic flexion. Again, this is a suprarenal gland, liver, second part of duodenum, and area of coils of jejunum and colic flexion. Anterior relations of the left kidney, upper area 3S, suprarenal, stomach, spleen. Suprarenal, stomach, spleen. In middle area related to the body of pancreas and the splenic artery. Above, the body of pancreas and the splenic artery. Lower area related to descending colon and the coils of small intestine, descending colon and the coils of small intestine or jejunum. Anatomy of the ureter. The ureter, this is the kidney and this is the ureter. We can divide the ureter into three parts. Abdominal part of the ureter, pelvic part of the ureter, and this small part which run inside the wall of the bladder called intramural part. This is the intramural part. Abdominal, pelvic, and intramural or interstitial part of the ureter. Course of the ureter. Beginning of the ureter from the dilatation called pelvis of the ureter. Then the ureter descend right and left opposite a transverse process of lumbar vertebrae. Transverse process of lumbar vertebrae. In front of the psoas major muscle. At the pelvic brim, the ureter crossing, suppose this is the abdominal aorta, which divided into right and left common iliac divided into internal iliac and external iliac. A ureter crossing at the point of bifurcation of the common iliac into internal iliac and external iliac. Crossing in front at the bifurcation of the internal and external iliac, how bifurcation of the common iliac into internal and external, or maybe at the beginning of the external iliac artery. Then the ureter descended medially and at the urinary bladder or posterior surface, posterior superior surface of the bladder, the ureter run obliquely in oblique course inside the bladder. Inside the muscle of the bladder. This is the intramural part. So, this oblique course inside the muscle of the bladder make as sphincter to prevent the leakage of urine to ascend up. This is the course of the ureter. What is the relation of abdominal part of the ureter and what is the relation of the pelvic part of the ureter? Again, this is the ureter, abdominal part, pelvic part. The ureter is a tube, right and left tube, which carry urine from the kidney to the renal bladder. You carry urine from the kidney and descend to the renal bladder. Each ureter is about from 25 centimeter up to 30 centimeter. Nearly the half of its course of the ureter in the abdomen and half of the course in the pelvis. But inside the wall of the bladder, about 2 centimeter inside the wall of the renal bladder, called intramural or interstitial part. Abdominal part of the ureter is beginning at the pelvis of the ureter, opposite the first lumbar vertebrae, your transpyloric plane. Of course, the ureter descends vertically downward behind the peritoneum of the abdominal wall, opposite the tips of transverse process of the lower 4 lumbar vertebrae from L2 up to L3. And the ureter enters the pelvis. Each ureter enters pelvis by crossing in front of the bifurcation of the common iliac artery, as the bifurcation of the common iliac artery. Posterior relation of the ureter, the same, right and left, the same. Number 1, medial border of the psoas major and the minor, if present, because the psoas minor may be absent, which is separating the ureter from the tip of transverse process from L2 up to L5. Also, posteriorly, the ureter related to the genitofemoral nerve, the genitofemoral nerve present in front of the psoas major. What is the anterior relations of the ureter? Anterior relation of right ureter and anterior relation of the left ureter different. Anterior relation of the right side different from the anterior relation from the left side. Anterior relation of the ureter in the right side, at first, is third part of the duodenum. Remember, the pelvis of the ureter, which present in the high limb related to the second part. But the beginning of the ureter, third part of the duodenum. Third. Remember number 3, third. Also, there are 3 arteries related in front of the ureter, 3 arteries. Right colic artery, ileocolic artery, gonadal artery. Right colic and ileocolic is a branches from superior mesenteric artery. Gonadal artery is a direct branch from the abdominal aorta, but 3 arteries. 3 structures related to the mesentery. Mesentery. Root of mesentery, remember, root of mesentery descend in front of the ureter. Root of mesentery with supramesenteric vessels, also supramesenteric vessels inside the root of mesentery, and the coils of a small intestine. This is also structure related to the mesentery. Remember, number 3, third part of duodenum with 3 arteries and 3 structure related to the mesentery. Anterior relation of the left side, left ureter, arteries crossing in front of the ureter, in the left side, left colic artery, with sigmoidal branch of the sigmoidal branches and left gonadal. A, B, C. Also 3 arteries. Left colic with sigmoidal. Left colic and sigmoid is a branch from the inferior mesenteric artery. Left gonadal, right like gonadal in the right side, right from the aorta. Medial lip of the sigmoid mesocolon. Sigmoid mesocolon. This is the sigmoid colon, but the peritoneal fold called sigmoid mesocolon. Sigmoid mesocolon. Medial relation in the right ureter, inferior vena cava, and the left side in abdominal aorta. The pelvic part of the ureter, يبقى beginning of the pelvic part at the pelvic brim, at the point of bifurcation of the common iliac into internal and external iliac. The ureter pass downward, backward, at the lower border of the anterior iliac artery. At the level of the ischial spine, it curved medially to open in the angle of the bladder, or posterior superior angle of the bladder. Relation, it covered by peritoneum because it is a retroperitoneal. Laterally, the ureter crosses the following structure. The ureter in front of the following structure: external iliac artery and vein, obturator nerve, and obturator vein. And this diagram cross external iliac artery, external iliac vein, obturator artery and vein, or obturator vein. But the ureter crossed by structure crossing the ureter in male and female. In male, the ureter crossed by vas deferens. In female, the ureter is crossed by uterine artery. Very, very important. In the uterine artery cross the ureter. يبقى هنا this is external iliac artery, external iliac vein, and obturator vein, obturator artery وvein ونيرف, vein, obturator vein. The ureter crossing these structures. This is the ureter crossing this structure in male and female. But the ureter crossed by structure crossing the ureter in male, vas deferens. يبقى vas deferens crossing the ureter in front of the ureter. But in female, very important. Suppose this is a uterus in female, and this is a vagina. There are ligament in female called broad ligament. Uterine artery which supply uterus. This is the uterine artery supply uterus. The ureter descend from above down. So in this area, the uterine artery crossing in front of the uterus. The uterine artery crossing in front. يبقى الارتري anterior والureter posterior. Very, very important. Why very important? During the operation, removal of the uterus, what is called hysterectomy. In hysterectomy, the surgeon must ligate the uterine artery, right and left. During ligation of the artery to remove the uterus, the surgeon take care, don't ligate the ureter with the uterine artery. Artery anterior or ureter posterior. If you forget this knowledge, remember, this is the ureter and this is the uterine artery. The ureter carry water. Above the water there are bridge. So يبقى الwater back والartery anterior. يبقى crossing of the ureter by uterine artery. Along the course of the ureter, there are normal constriction, normal narrowing in this area, narrowing at the beginning. There are narrowing at the junction between the pelvis of the ureter and the ureter, pelvic ureteral junction, first narrowing. Another narrowing it when the ureter crossing the common iliac or a bifurcation of the common iliac into external iliac and internal iliac, with the second narrowing. Third narrowing opposite the ischial spine. The last narrowing present here as a termination. This is normal constriction or normal narrowing of the ureter, normal constrictions of the ureter. 4. This is the intramural part, lower passage of the ureter inside the wall of the urinary bladder. Constriction of the ureter. 4 narrowing at the pelvic ureteric junction, at the beginning, at the pelvic brim, or when the ureter crossing the common iliac into external and internal iliac, and the third one opposite ischial spine, the fourth one at the end, termination. This is the normal constriction of the ureter. Blood supply of the ureter. Along the course of the ureter, it takes many blood supply from many arteries. We can summarize by a word document artic, A-R-T-I-C. A, abdominal aorta, from the aorta. R, from renal, from the renal artery. T, testicular artery, gonadal, testicular in male and ovarian in female. I, inferior vesicle, which artery which supplies the bladder. C, common iliac. This is the blood supply of the ureter. Artic, aorta, non-aorta, renal, testicular, inferior vesicle, and the common iliac. Again, in blood supply of the ureter, we can summarize by artic, A, R, T, I, C. A, aorta, abdominal aorta. R, renal artery. T, testicular in male or ovarian in female. I, inferior vesicle artery which supplies the bladder. Is C, lower common iliac. This is the arterial supply of the ureter.